Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do another resurrection style video and reviewing another cool product. So this case, problem is we have all these awesome tachs we find at the swap meets. Again, made in the 50s, 60s. These are a couple Sun tachs here, a couple Stewart Warner tachs, but you can't just plug them right into your distributor or your coil outlet because they won't work. They need to use a transmitter box. But the issue is these transmitter boxes are old. They've got, they sometimes use special batteries and they don't work reliably. So assuming that the head of the tach is good, you know, why leave these on the shelf? So our buddies at Technoversions have made yet another cool product called TachMatch, and I've used this a few times in the past. And we're going to put one together. So the many things this thing can do, one thing is get these old vintage tachs to work. So let's get into it and I'll show you how it's done. All right, so first thing to do is to start with the tachometer head. So this whole endeavor assumes that this guy is good. Now, you may not know this 100% until we get this all the way done, but in general, if you can bounce the needle like this, you have a good chance that it's good. Now, if it is not good, if the needle's sticking and stuff like that, you're gonna have to send this out to a specialist and have them restored. So, assuming tach head is good, and I have tested this one, so this one is good. The one thing to note is, if you look on the back, you have a plus and a minus. That's all you got. These two here are for mounting. So in this hole here is for the light, which in this case is this little guy here, he plugs in. But you don't have a plus 12, you don't have a ground, you just have a plus and a minus. So that tells you alone, you cannot just plug this guy, plus 12 here, and take this guy to the coil. It will not work. So with that said, remember that, guys. Now the next step is the transmitter. And the transmitter here, now this is a Sun transmitter. Stewart Warners are similar. If you pop off the top, what you're going to notice is a bunch of old stuff in here. Now there used to be two batteries here. They were mercury cell batteries. They were not alkaline batteries. And yes, if you have one in good shape and you put out 1.5 volt alkaline batteries, you can get these to work, but they won't work accurate. Again, there's other places you can actually convert these over and do some other circuit boards and things like that. But for what we're doing right now, this just shows you all the guts that are inside here. And this is what would feed from the plus and the minus. There'd be two connections here, which you can't really see on this guy because he's kind of worn out, but you'd have a plus, a minus, a distributor, and a ground connection originally from in this case, from Sun. Solution, as we're going to talk about it, is this TachMatch. So this is just like the other one that we looked at. These guys are awesome. I mean, again, just use this product for a while. Love it. And so what this allows you to do is this allows you to replace the function of this guy here and not require batteries either. You just have 12 volts. You have a ground, you have your tach connection, you have your coil feed, and it even has options for, like, if you have ECU inputs to be able to run one of these. So there's so many different things you can do. We're just going to do the simple one today. Step one is setting up this little TachMatch, and it's pretty simple. So for a vintage tach, again, there's a lot of other things this thing can do, but there's a few steps to set up the vintage tach. So the first thing is I have plus 12 going to this, on the red wire, going to the plus 12 terminal, and then the second terminal is grounded. It's going to my trusty power supply that you've seen in other videos. So with that said, that's all the electrical hooking up we're doing right now. First step is we take this jumper and put it on the top, or the VINT position. You'll see that in there. The second thing is take the little screwdriver that comes in the kit and turn the potentiometer, this guy here, all the way counterclockwise. And you don't have to, not a ton of effort on this case, just a little potentiometer, but get it all the way counterclockwise. That's going to protect the tach when we put it on. Next step is turn on power and we're going to check the settings. So engine cylinder, this is how many cylinders is your engine have that this tach is going into. So in this case, we've got 8 cylinders. So you hit this button once and it's going to flash for the amount of times, the amount of cylinders that's set at. And so we'll hit it. And as you can see right now, it's already at 8 cylinders. If we wanted to change it, we would hold the button down and hit this red button, and then it would cycle it through. Now, because this is a vintage tach that we're doing, we need to set the tach cylinder button to 9. Let's see what we have right now. So we have 4. So this is a good example. So we hold the button down, let it go to 4, hit the button again. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, and one more. There you go, 9. We'll just check it again. So we should have 9, 7, 8, 9. Wonderful. We have 8 on that guy. And again, this potentiometer is all the way, you can see here, it's all the way counterclockwise. I can't turn it any further, right? Nice and gentle. Power it off. Let's hook up the tach. We've got the module all set up. Next step is hooking up the tach. So as far as hooking up the tach goes, I just have this yellow wire going to the plus terminal and the black wire going to the minus. Now in this case, the way this is set up, this is now going to be grounded. So the black wire goes to ground. In this case, the yellow wire goes over to the tach input. You can make the wire whatever color you want. I just made it yellow so it's easy to see, in even trying to keep this as unmessy as possible. So again, we have this all set up. Now the next step is to calibrate the tach. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the power. You see how the tach just moved. And then in order to calibrate, we have to hit this button, and then we're going to adjust this potentiometer until we read 4,000 RPM. So I hit the button, and you see right now we're about 1,300. Now we're about 2. Now we're about 3, 35, 38, and oh, maybe a little more. Try to get just right. And they will be touchy, by the way. Remember, these tachs are old. There's 4,000. So again, if I hit it again to test it, I got 4,000 RPM. So at this point, you can now put all this stuff together and put it in your car. But that's how you use these 3 things together. Okay, so before we put this thing in, here's just a cool idea. Remember I told you how we have, here's your tach head, and it needed this guy originally. And if we look at the inside of this, it's got all this stuff we don't need anymore. And we're essentially replacing this with this guy. So one cool thing you can do is take this guy, take all this stuff out, put this guy in, and then repurpose these terminals here so that you can literally hook your wires from your tach up to here, as well as your plus 12 and your distributor feed, or your coil feed or tach feed into here. So it makes it look totally original, even though you got modern stuff in it. So I'm going to do a little time lapse on this, and I'll show you how I put this together. All right, let's do a little arts and crafts time. So hopefully that little time lapse was kind of cool. So now I have the actual module inside the unit. So when we're done, and again, apologies, this part of the gasket's on this side and the other, but whatever. Anyways, put this guy on and you mount him and you have no idea that you got modern components in it. So really the last step is let's just sort of hook up this guy, and I'll hook them up to I have a little homemade Tach tester, and we'll test it and see how it runs. So now we got this done. Now in general, how we have this set up, you would literally take this, put this cool little top on here or wherever you have the module hidden, put it in your car and go. One of the luxuries I have is because I do a lot of electrical work, I made my own little tester so I can actually test tachometers and even just the heads as just a service that I do to the folks locally here. But with that said, let's go ahead and check it with my tester, because then I can manipulate the inputs, which will simulate change in engine RPM. So if I flip the on switch, see it's reading 1000 RPM at 67 Hertz, which this is frequency generator. So for those double E's guys and other electrical nerds out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically I am simulating the output of the coil with a V8 engine spinning at 1000 RPM, and it's reading really nice. And then as I change the frequency up, you'll see how you can see how I can change the actual reading on the Tach, and actually it reads really good. I mean, right now I've got to get to about 265-ish or so. You know, the generator's not perfect. The Tach's, you know, quite old. But as you can see, this is engine speed actual at 4 grand, and this thing's indicating like 3,900, which is awesome. So this is a win. This is super cool. If you, again, you don't need this tester. This is just me showing, just verifying that setting worked awesome on, as far as the calibration that's inside there. So you don't need to do this part, but really cool stuff. And so I just want to share another pretty cool little gadget trick with y'all. Okay, so what'd you think? Pretty cool stuff. You can literally take these nice old Tachs that are so awesome, so cool, take them off your shelf and use them again. In fact, if you got the old transmitter as we showed, you can have a nice little transmitter box here, right? Put the whole thing together and it works awesome. So just another cool trick to share with you folks. Thanks again for all the support, all the channel support. Love it. All the subscribers, thank you so much, and everybody liking this stuff. Please leave a comment if there's other cool tricks, other cool gadgets you'd like me to test, or product you'd like me to review. Seems like this type of content is stuff that you guys are really into, and I want to make stuff that you guys want. So thanks again to everyone, and have a great day.